Hey family, this is Winfred Burns II, your Global Drive Network CEO. And first I want to remind you to tune in tonight, Friday night at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time for our last night of the winter wrap-up series that we've been doing all week. It's going to be held on the Global Drive Network Facebook page. Tonight, I'm going to be leading the final session talking about ways that you can level up and, of course, the Level Up Conference. So I hope you tune in again at 6 o'clock Central Standard Time. But what I really wanted to talk to you about today is the hot topic that we've been dealing with all week. We started Tuesday on the show talking about the hello beautiful good morning text, and how ladies were pushing back against that. And of course, I was part of the conglomerate of men that was confused by the initial ask, or the initial request. But then as we got into the discussion, I certainly understood what they were really asking. So on Wednesday, I put up a video saying how I understood how women are asking, what they're really asking is to be seen further or deeper than what's physical. And I compared that to how men want to be seen as something more than a person who provides financially. And so that made perfect sense. Then my co-host Q put up a post asking if men would find 5 things that were non-physical and celebrate their partner or their spouse for those things. And immediately, of course, that I was like, here we go. I don't know. Let me think through this. I get the ask. But then as I thought through it, I began to realize that just like I talked about on this past Tuesday show and last Tuesday show, if you listened to, you heard me do a segment talking about how men sometimes don't have the language for emotion. I think part of the issue is that sometimes men, we haven't taken the time to develop the language that gets into love, or the language that gets beyond the physical appearance of a woman. Not that we don't appreciate things that are not physical, but typically what I've even found in my own personal life is the things that I initially desire or look for are things that are either physical, or they are things that would be considered like domestic things. So I appreciate when my woman brings me a plate. I appreciate, because to me that is a sign of care. I appreciate when I get gifts and things like that. Or most men appreciate when they get gifts because that's a sign of care and that you took the time to think about me. Or I appreciate when you cook. I appreciate the way that you keep the house clean, take care of the children. But if you notice, all of those things, again, are things that the person does. And so what we're trying to connect is not just how a person looks, not what a person does, but who a person is. So and this is again, it's not something that we don't do or can't do. I just think a lot of times it's something that in the hustle and bustle of trying to live life, in the hustle and bustle of trying to get through the moments, that we sometimes don't slow down enough to articulate and show that, yes, I do appreciate how you take care of our family. But deeper than that, I appreciate the fact that you are an amazing and caring woman who is willing to open her heart to people. I appreciate that and love that you are the type of woman who is so generous and who is so caring that you would do something for anybody, or that you do things for us. But it's the caring. It's not what you do. So you see the difference. It's not necessarily what you're doing, it's the feeling or the person behind what you're doing. So I love the fact that you are a giving person. I love the fact that you have a huge heart. I love the fact that you are, you guys get what I'm saying. And so what I'm learning, as I've been, again, thinking through this, and I'm one who processes pretty slow, I'm learning how to think about not so much what the person does, but who the person is, and to show love, show affection, show appreciation, show for those things. And so I think that's the challenge. Again, I say this, that again, just because you might not, and I'm sure that there are men out there who are much better at this than I am, who can give examples. I could think of like Dre and maybe my boy Rob. Like, you guys are really, I know guys who are really articulate and things like that. But definitely, again, men, don't think that because they're saying they don't want. First of all, don't think that because they're saying they don't want those texts, don't send them. But what they're saying is, I want to see that you see me. I don't want to see that you see what I do. I want to know that you're caring and paying attention for who I am, and that who I am is somebody who you love. You didn't fall in love with me for my sex game. You didn't fall in love with me for my cooking game. You didn't fall in love with me because of my booty or my beauty. You fell in love with me because you see that my heart is pure, that my desire is to be a good woman, and that's what I need you to see. And ultimately, as men, it's the same thing we want. So it's not, again, asking for something different. It's just taking the time to learn, to develop the language that will help us. So I hope that helped you. Again, I'm still processing this. This conversation started on Monday. Here it is Friday. I'm still thinking through it. And as we learn, as we develop, as we get better, let's continue to share and support and love one another. Again, tune in tonight at 6 o'clock. We're going to start talking about, again, how to level up in 2019 and the Level Up Conference that's going to be held in Chicago. This is Winfred Burns, your Global Drive CEO, where we are changing a generation by raising the conversation. I love you. Have a good day. And I will see you tonight at 6 o'clock on the Global Drive Network Facebook page. Level up.